Hello, happy Saturday, everybody. My name is Bethany Huckaby. I'm a licensed cosmetologist here in Franklin, Kentucky. I've been doing hair for about 16 years now. I'm a mother and a wife. I'm a business owner. I own a sweatbed studio, and I do hair full time behind the chair. So, needless to say, I'm pretty busy, but I still make time for Viseo. This is one of my very favorite companies that I've ever worked for. And if you know me, you know that I love helping others. I want them to feel beautiful. I want them to look beautiful. I want them to feel good about themselves from the inside out. But it wasn't until last year that I realized that that was even something that I wanted to care about. I started having some issues with myself last January, and so I reached back out to Amber. I had been on the CBD for 2 years. When I reached out to her this past January, and I said, look, do you have anything else other than CBD? She's like, yeah, girl, I had sent you samples like a year ago of core. That's what you should have been on this whole time. But within 6 days, my story started changing. The trajectory of my life was about to completely go in a different direction than what I had expected, because just by starting these products, my clients started to see a difference in me. They started asking questions, and within the month, I had signed on with the Founders Pack. I had done my first Zoom. I had hit gold in the company. I was mind blown by my very first paycheck, and it lit a fire under me to go out and do all of the things. I didn't realize at the time, whenever I started this business, that I was going to be moving salons, opening a sweat studio, having a child graduate from high school this year. Like, none of those things kind of did I think about whenever I said yes. So my business kind of slowed down. I wasn't signing brand partners because I couldn't keep them working. I couldn't keep them as motivated as I was. But what I did promise myself was that I wasn't going to give up. I was like, I'm going to give myself a year. I'm going to give myself a year in this business, and then once I get to a year, I'm going to give myself another year. And that's what I've done this entire time. Even when I had to take a step back from recruiting and building a team, I still honed in on just building myself a customer base. So every single person that was sitting in my chair, I was talking to about the products. I was letting them sample them out. I was giving away more product probably than I was selling, but it made a difference because then they became repeat customers. And then once I opened my sweatbed studio, everybody was excited because they knew I was going to have Viseo products packaged in with my sweatbed. And everyone was messaging me, asking me. So my point to all of this is that no matter where you're at in your business, whether you're building a huge team, whether you just have a customer base, the key is to just keep going. It doesn't matter if your paychecks start out at $150 or if they start out at $2,000 like my first one did. My first check went from $2,400, and then my lowest check has been like $63. But I didn't stop. I continued to push through. I continued to work on it, and by the end of this year, I'd made over $17,000 just in customer sales. Guys, that's me out on my own. But the cool thing about that is that seeing that number at the end of the year sparked something in me. It made me realize that this wasn't going to be it. I was going to build my team. I was going to help my brand partners out. I was going to help them build their business and keep their fire burning bright this year. So I know that in the next year and the next year that my business isn't just going to double, it's going to triple and quadruple. I want to be a blue sapphire by the end of the year. I want to be a ruby. I want to be a black diamond eventually in Viseo, and it starts with just a dream and a plan. Sometimes your plans don't always go as you think that they're going to go. Sometimes you are going to get completely derailed by one thing or another, but the key is to just keep going. That is my advice today. That is my personal story. Just this last week, I hit platinum because I decided that I wasn't going to give up until I did. It wasn't even a blimp on the radar. I planned for platinum in March, and sometimes plans happen sooner and sometimes they don't happen at all. But when I saw the vision and I saw what I could do, I decided to go for it. So my advice to you is, if this is something that you've been dreaming about, no matter what your background is, whether it's doing hair, whether it's medical or you're a dog walker or whatever it may be, you have the power to change someone else's life and for them to change someone else's life through this business. We have an amazing support system here. Our team never gave up on me, even in my slowest months, even the times that I didn't want to keep going. They reached out to me, they pushed me, they encouraged me, and that is what is different at Paseo. So if this is something that you're looking at, or if this is something that you're already doing but you find yourself in the trenches, just know that I've been there too, and it gets better. Stay strong, and I hope y'all have a great Saturday.